You're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, and we're about to have our online and newspaper review. But before that, like I was saying before the break, later in the show, our business segment is going to be bringing to us the economic implications of Ghana's credit rating. And the lifestyle segment is also going to be telling us about the power of collaborations in shaping artists' careers. So this is going to give us insights from the perspective of music producers and their artists. And of course, on the main segment, we will be doing a part 2 of the breast cancer awareness that we are also embarking on here. So now let's get interactive and start to review the news we've been hearing over the week. Yes, Miriam and Clement, how are we? What's up?
By grace, we are doing well. And today we are actually repping the breast cancer awareness. You can see me. Yes, pink with Charlie.
Yeah, a big shout out to my sister Esther. You're watching me this morning. God bless you for this beautiful apparel.
Wow. And of course, Mr. Clements. So was it planned? Because I'm the odd one out.
Of course.
Yaira,
Clements has been my husband since day one.
Yes. So whenever Ata and Ataoko are together, you see, we're always twinning.
Okay, so what's up? What's trending this week?
Yaira, a lot of things. But first of all, I just want to say that if you're a Ghanaian and you are able to wake up to see the day, to see the sun, to see the moon, to see the stars, just thank God, because Cromway, if it is not accident, it is rape case. If it is not rape case, suicide, murder, Galamsey, even black stars. Oh God. These are the things affecting us. These are the things affecting us as a country. Black stars.
Black stars, you should have given up on them long ago. I don't know why
how can you give up on your own black stars?
On your own black stars.
You can't do that.
Pattern recognition, AFCON, World Cup, and
but we've never failed, like we've never been disqualified.
And that was 1990s.
Yeah, that was.
And I remember during the sport analysis before the program, before the ball itself, one of the analysts, that's Benito, he gave analysis that can tell you that history can repeat itself again. And truth be told, history has repeated itself again. And we are not where we've gotten to. No amount of calculators, whether you use scientific calculator, you use the business calculator, it won't work.
The only thing that can save us is Achimota Forest. Like, they should come there for prayers. We need a miracle because there is nothing. We are just out. And I'm just shy. I'm shy for Ghanaians. International players being scored by local players of Sudan.
You see, Mimi.
What are you trying to say?
We had international players. We brought players from, all walks of life to come and play for Black Stars.
But it seems the commitment level is down. And I wouldn't like to talk much because the sports people will take it from there. But seriously, the one I watched, Mimi, I thank God I ate before watching it. Oh, yes, that one, yeah. Because
I know somebody whose bet was relying on this, and I told him, but he didn't mind me. Send the bet,
So yes, that is one of the trending stories, making waves on the internet. A lot of Ghanaians were not happy with the performance, from our very own Black Stars last 2 days, as automatically we've been out of the AFCON tournament. And then the next one also is last Tuesday, we witnessed a sad event in this country where a young gospel musician, committed suicide. He took his life and left a note that he's been dead since 2022. He's been undergoing one surgery to the other, and nothing seems to be coming out of it. And then he just had to end his life because he doesn't want his family and loved ones to keep spending on him. And that has also brought some kind of concerns and controversies online because a gospel musician committing suicide. Clement, I know you have insights into this because we are the bearers of the word of God. We are the ones telling people not to do what we have done. So, like, I don't understand.
So, Mimi, when you take this issue from the Christian point of view, it will tell you about the level of understanding that person was having the things of God. Because when you trust, the God said we should put our trust in him. And anybody that is heavily burdened should come to him, and God will give the person rest. So it talks about our level of maturity in the things of God. So if he had trusted the Lord to that extent, the Lord would have come and saved him from any issue that he was going through. So that's, I would say, the level of understanding.
Yeah, and a lot of people also raise concerns to the fact that recent or current gospel musicians are just performers. They are not ministering the songs to save lives. We just have to sing because we have the voice, we have the, support and, that kind of thing. But we don't really understand the things we do. Because as you said, if you truly, truly understood the word of God, nothing is too hard for God.
And not at all.
He is the impossibility specialist.
Take us there.
Yes.
The only true God.
You see, so Mimi, with that, let me quote our chaplain of Clocksack. He once said that when you want to worship the Lord, don't sing the song that people know how to sing.
Yeah.
Sing a song that will emanate from the Spirit. Exactly. He used a word that a lot of gospel musicians or lots of worshippers sing the favorite song everybody can sing.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Everybody can sing. So immediately they raise the song, everybody sings. And he is of the view that that is out of worship. Worship should be something that should emanate from your spirit. Yeah. On that note, I want to wish him a happy birthday in advance.
Yeah.
Yes, Pastor Bio, we wish you a happy birthday in advance. We will celebrate you when the day comes soon on the lifestyle segment as well. But speaking to this suicide issue, I mean, the fact that he's a gospel musician does not change also the fact that he's a human being. And these trials and tribulations, I mean, when we look at even David's story, look at the Psalms. 1 minute he's praising God, the next minute he's on the floor. God, I'm finished. He's finishing me, So I think that we should acknowledge that as much as they are gospel musicians, they are also humans, and they are going through a lot of things too. And on our part as humans too, we should seek help whenever we need it. It's not just only about praying, but sometimes talking to somebody, because we believe God talks to us through people sometimes. So a small word of encouragement could help you to hold on. And then also as Christians, let's ask for strength. This Ghana that we are, even this Africa, this life in general is not an easy one. Like we always say, the journey will not be easy, but having strength, asking for strength to hold on to God is very, very key.
Yes, it is.
They should go and read the story of Job.
Job.
Oh, yeah. And then I Job Anthem.
Even Job was on the verge of giving up at some point, but he wasn't able to give up because he knew who he served. Exactly. And that is the strength I'm talking about, asking for that strength.
It's maturity and understanding the things of God better. But Era, I have one trend then. This one really aligns with our morning, the quotes we gave this morning. He said, police arrest father for brutally flogging daughter with electrical cable. Hey. With electrical cable at Mpraeso district. And I was wondering, what did she do? A 20-year-old daughter. The reason is she left home for work and she came very late. So when she came, the daddy, he's staying with the father. So when she came, the dad has locked the door. She stood there for more than 3 hours. Daddy was not opening the door. So she's supposed to find her way into the room. So she destroyed the padlock, entered. And the daddy got angry. Why you break my door? Why you entered? Exchange of words took place. By the time I realized there was electric cable and he picked it up. Actually, the girl is going through a lot. The picture is it's
very gruesome.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad.
So she went to work. Is she an adult?
Yes, 20 years. 20 years. 20 years.
Dear parents, we beg. We beg. 20 years.
20 years.
20. Well,
she's
still under her parents'
yes, it's still under the.
roof,
Yes, according to the father, he's
that's
the
his
one
justification.
taking care of her, and to him, he perceived that he went to visit a boyfriend. That's the reason why she's coming late.
But no
the
matter situation in Ghana here.
Oh, but for where they are staying, there's nothing like traffic there. But no matter the circumstance that surrounds it, that is why Amma Etodu is telling us that human beings, like, we will keep on repeating what we do. So we should have heart and know how we are going to handle each other.
Because for your daughter, you should know her too well to address issues like this. You shouldn't take issues out of hands and then, or into your own hands and then be misusing them. I don't think it was a good behavior exhibited by the father. And that is going to leave a mark in the heart of the daughter. She's going to be very, I don't know how to put it, but she will feel very, in a way.
She will not want to get close
to the father. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Because recently, a popular influencer is out there, you know, condemning the acts of she not liking her father because the father did not take care of her, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people were defending the father because in as much as your father did not do well, he's still your father.
Yeah.
But he didn't perform his role as or duty as a father. So,
that's the girl's
but
argument.
then those things are multifaceted. But let's take a few comments before we proceed. So from our very own Obiba Wilson, he says, something I have noticed about we Christians is that we always believe God can do it, but we don't actually believe he will do it. This hits close to home. And we also have another comment here from Creative Academy, and they say, thought-provoking quote. Thank you. Then Barrister Kojo says, that's a very deep quote. Thank you. And Prince Mills also says, Party, amen. Is it for you? Who is Party? Okay, waiting for your peace, preacher. So then we also have Agudie Film Production says, good morning to you all. And then D&J Ventures also says, I am watching you live inside Taifa. Good morning to you and your team. Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for your comments. Keep them coming as we proceed. So yes, what else is trending?
There's another trending issue. You see, this over the weekend we've been hearing of accident, and there's another accident that occurred yesterday around Binduri, that is the Upper East. He said military officer dead, 5 others injured in accident at Binduri, and they were actually on their way to, I think, Boko. He said a fatal accident has claimed the life of 1 military officer from the 11 mechanized battalion. Yeah, battalion, sorry, in Boko, while 5 others are critical condition. And currently they've been rushed to Tamale Teaching Hospital and they are receiving treatment. So
let's just take it easy when we are on the road.
Because according to them, the cars are assaulted several times. Some assaulted several times, and one has to lose their life.
Ever since we heard of this East Legon accident, anytime I'm in a trusky or a taxi, I'm like, drive out the show and measure with Yamau. Because you don't know who is going to, be reckless on the road and then hit you. And you'll be minding your business.
And I saw a post from one of my mates, and he says, when you're praying, pray that Ghana does not happen to you. And that is so deep.
Yes.
Because you could literally just be on your way. You've prayed for your traveling mercies and everything. Then somebody will rape
you. Said you should pray that
Ghana does not happen to you. So
when
basically,
you talk about Ghana,
the reckless driving, these bad roads, these angry churches, everybody is literally angry.
We ourselves, we are all Ghanaians. So if Ghana shouldn't happen to it, it means you yourself don't happen.
No, Ghana happening to you is basically like, you look at our healthcare system, right?
Okay.
Every day there's a new solution, but we are not really seeing.
Okay.
So now a relative, a loved one, or you yourself, you are ill, you get there, there's no bed, or you get there, there's no water, there's no this. That is Ghana happening to you, because these are things that should easily be solved, but attention has been drawn to something else, something that seems as though it's a solution, but it's not. Okay. I also saw a trending bit of news where we have certain people who have they've got to get some of the Galamsey water and they've packaged it as pure water and they are selling it for us to see. And I love that so much. I don't care, sue me. I love that so much because it gives you insight into the possibility of our future here in Ghana. That there may come a time where we are not going to see water the way we in science we describe water as colorless. We won't see colorless water ever again. And
this one is Ghana
now if we get to that point where the hawkers in the streets, you want water and the only thing available is the Galamsey water. That is when we will see.
So Yara, on that note, let me give you another trending story in relation to Galamsey fights.
Okay.
Yeah, so it said 5 arrested, 40 Chamfans burnt on Brim River. It happened yesterday.
Okay.
So you see, earlier before, the task force, as a military men, visited this Brim River. And frankly speaking, yesterday I was speaking with general manager, and general manager said something. He was like, Clement, I was like, boss, he was, so this operation Hots of Galamsey'S, assuming they visit Praia River and they stop the activity, they burn the activity, and they move to, let's say, Ofen River, don't you think that the people will gather themselves and come again to Praia River? So, boss, I think that's very true. They've gathered themselves. Yes, these people have gathered themselves, and they went back to Brim River. And when they went back to Brim River, this time it wasn't the military men, it was the Small-Scale Miners Association Task Force. They visited the Brim River, and they burnt 40 of the Chamfans. Aside that, once on their way back to that community, there was a new truck carrying new 2 Chamfans to the same river.
Hey.
New truck carrying new to the same river. So quickly the driver and the mate saw the tax force, they have to start running. But unfortunately for them, they were arrested. And that Chamfan too has been seized and is currently at the police custody.
They should set it ablaze before some of these policemen get corrupted and
Oh no! This time around, I think they are really going to fight because currently at the Kibi District Police Command, and this operation was led by the National Treasurer of the Ghana Small-Scale Miners Association. That was just Wednesday.
They are now working.
We hope so. I hope that this energy that they've used to begin this will remain. It will not be a start and then just fizzle out. It should remain. It should be on that same wavelength.
Pentecost hymn or Presby hymn.
So yes, let's go quickly into your digitalized newspapers. So
okay, so
there are lots of things happening today, Yaira, especially on the Daily Graphic. Of course, our very own Black Stars is in the news, but let me read a few headlines. So today's Daily Graphic, Obuasi Sectec wins 2024 STEM Novation Contest, okay? And we have Tame Greed, Stop Galamsey, Central Regional Minister, Juliana Marigold Asan, she's also saying we should tame greed and stop Galamsey. And yes, so our main story is also saying abysmal Black Stars need rescue immediately. And we can see the GFA president, and we can also see the Black Stars coach, Otuado, and then one other person, the Minister of Youth and Sports, on the front page. So they are saying after 42 years, the trophy is in drought. Sleeping Giants Ghana is teetering on the edge of an embarrassing exit from Africa's premier football tournament for the first time in 2 decades as the Black Stars 2025 African Cup of Nations qualification campaign is in tatters. With just 2 points from the maximum 12 points, the Black Stars are currently languishing in 3rd place in Group F, behind Angola, who booked their tickets last Tuesday, and Coach Kwesi Appiah's Sudan, who need just a point in their last 2 games against Weapon Boys Niger and Angola to pick the remaining slots. As it stands now, only a miracle can save Ghana from a repetition of the Tunisia 2004 AFCON miss, as Coach Ado and his men face intense pressure from Ghanaians to restore the glory of yesteryear. And so that is what the Daily Graphic is saying today about our very own Black Stars.
But how is it that they seem to be playing fairly well in the other teams they are part of, the international teams, but when they come home, then the performance is nothing to write home about? Is it that there's something going on in their management, maybe some lack of motivation or morale?
Black Stars, when you talk about motivation, I would say amongst all the sports tournaments or sports teams we have, it is the Black Stars that are fairly treated. We were in this country where the is it Black Queens, or they had a tournament to undertake, and they were not compensated. They were not given anything. Even amputated team, they were not also compensated. They were not given anything. But when it comes to Black Stars, we dedicate huge sum of money to support them. So when it comes to motivation, they are very, very motivated. But the issue of they not performing, for me, I think it's just that it has, gotten into their heads. They feel over-pampered. They feel they are there. So what is there to prove?
So does that mean they should take away the incentives for them to work for the incentives? Like last Tuesday's story about the salary should rather be
Wages
based on
and
the input or
productivity.
output. Yes.
But Yara, I'm with a different view. It's when you go to the Black Stars, there are lots of things that goes on in-house that publicly we are not aware of. I had an interview with, I think, Ajiman Bedu, and he made mention that insurance cover for the Black Star players is not the best. When you come play for Ghana and you have injury, at the end of the day, it is your club that will have to take care of you. So all these things are issues that former Black Stars players have raised concern about. And GFA should have worked into it or looked into it, put measures in place. People ask why the Thomas Partey didn't come. Thomas Partey knows that his, for those people who he was with, when they had injury at Black Stars, it's the club that takes care of them. Black Star will not mind you. They will not have the necessary means to take care of you. So why would someone like this come and thinking that he's come to commit all his all for a country or for his nation? At the end of the day, he's not going to get the best from them. But his club and team would always provide for him, get him whatever he needs down. So I think, one, our internal structure for the Black Star players need to be checked well. Yes, he talked about incentive. We were here in Ghana, we heard about alleged that before even they call a player to play for Black Stars, they are supposed to take the player a percentage of everything that officially deemed for the player. But that doesn't happen in a foreign country. That doesn't happen in our club that they are in. They enjoy what is due them. So why is it that you give me a slot to play for my own nation and the officials or the heads are taking money from me before you give me that slot? So when it happens like that, players feel like you are already you've taken the money. So why should they commit all in you? After at the end of the day, they get hurt. We were here when Michael Essien in 2008 had an issue with, he got injured in 2008 AFCON with Ivory Coast. What happens? He's supposed to go back to Chelsea, and Chelsea is supposed to take off Michael Essien. That was the end of MichaelEssien's football career. We didn't hear of Michael Essien again. So these are internal issues that I think they need to pick it up and strengthen its way forward. That is my point of view. But notwithstanding, we need a commitment from the guys. Unlike the days of Stephen Appiah, the days of Muntari, who go all out for Ghana, we are not seeing this in the current Black Stars. So
I agree with Clement 100%, but I also have the view, or I've always been an advocate of using our local players instead of international players. Let us utilize them. They have the commitment 100%. Just imagine you are playing for Kotoko. You've been playing for Kotoko. Nobody knows you. And then we tell you that we are bringing you on the main Black Stars. You are going to kill yourself to play for the country.
That's true.
So I think that needs to be considered. Let's just forget about the international players. Or we can do a 30% international players, 70% local players, and then we are good to go. Because, Charlie,
So we have a comment here from Zach Nation. I think he wants Clement's number. He says he really loves this show as well. So I think your church is beginning. So yes, what do you also have on your newspaper?
yeah, so Yaira, I have the graphic business and the front page. He said, I'm taking a story. It's a government to create manufacturers out of importers. So that's the importers we have in Ghana. Government is going to create manufacturers out of such group of people. So let me just read. It said government has shifted its attention towards creating a new crop of indigenous manufacturers out of importers and traders in a bold attempt to further help accelerate the growth of the economy. The plan is to provide adequate such as financial and technical support to importers that would take the bold step to transition into manufacturing to compete at the same level as already established firms such as the NS Chemis and DEMS. So it's basically they are trying to boost the importers we have in the country, that we shouldn't import again, but rather we should move into manufacturing. And that one is going to boost the economy, is going to get a lot of people being employed. But the president of GUTA also raised concern that, yes, in as much as governments want to do that, governments need to bring a soft interest rate. That is, they shouldn't be taxed, or they shouldn't put more interest on the loans that will be given to such people to embark on the manufacturing. And also, he also raised concern that investors from foreign countries also need to be checked, so that when they start with the manufacturing process, investors will not now come in and do a work where theirs seems to be very expensive, and the foreigners' own is less expensive. Yes, so these are the things he talked about.
Yeah, because I was even going to ask about how they intend to make Ghanaians interested in patronizing made in Ghana products, because these people probably knew they could have been manufacturers, but they decided to be importers because it was probably more lucrative. So I think the feasibility study should be amplified or intensified, so that by the end, when they realize that, okay, this is something they can venture into, then they would be interested in it. Else you may get them deciding not to, and they have the free will not to. They might remain importers if they see that becoming manufacturers would not help them. We also have a comment here. We have a comment here. It's about Black Stars. He says, Black Stars, I'm still recovering from the heartbreak after they made me lose my bet. Sorry.
I have a question with regards to Clement's story. This is not the first time we are hearing of support for businesses, SMEs, and the rest. Is it always in words or in actions? Because I keep hearing we are supporting businesses, yet we don't really hear from. So is it always in words or in action?
So, Mimi, this very thing was said by the finance minister. And the finance minister, he said the finance minister, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, who announced this at an economic forum organized by the Ministry of Finance at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. So he made this known to the importers that this initiative government is taking. But we are believing, as you said, it should be, we want to see it.
Of course.
Yes, we want to see it.
We need some form of accountability, because it is government's money. So if you are investing in importers or small and medium-sized businesses, then we need to know how far they've gone, how big or large they've grown, so that we can know that, oh, it is progressive, so that it doesn't look like we are, dispatching this amount of money, but we don't see anything.
True. Well, let's go quickly into the online stories. So the first one here, it's a very heartbreaking story. 5 students detained on charges of raping a female pupil at Mpraeso Shs. So 8 males from Mpraeso Senior High School in the eastern area are accused of raping a 16-year-old female general arts student with the name withheld. And there are 8 guys that attend the school. 3 of them are at large, and the other 5 have been arrested and are being held at the Nkwetiah Divisional Police Command. Communication with James Afadu, the headmaster, was unsuccessful, but he corroborated the event on a recording that was obtained by a news organization. He said that the event happened on Sunday, October 6, but the school took longer to report it to the police since he wasn't present. He did, however, emphasize that the 8 male students had been dismissed by the school's disciplinary committee, and that the Ghana Education Service has been notified of the situation for more inquiry.
It is well. Why? When I heard the story, when you read comments under the story, you laugh. Yes, everyone is blaming this on free SHS. Seriously, everyone. And I seem not to understand the correlation, because why are you blaming rape cases to free SHS or Clement?
I don't know. But you can't say because we are saying the education system is down, so kids are supposed to do that. But maybe the background of this story, I listened to the video, and according to the girl, she went to the canteen. So the canteen, there was nobody there. She was moving with a friend. So when they got there, you saw these 4 guys there, and one of them called her. So she tried to respond to them. But unfortunately for her, the friend she's moving with moved away. That is when they rushed on her and did whatever they want to do. So as if there's any free, one, people would talk about the security of the institution they find themselves. And when you read the story, they'll tell that the headmaster said because he was not there, they couldn't report the case to the police. And I was like,
what about
how?
The parents?
So I was like, are they supposed to wait till you come before? So I don't understand.
Well, I think the blame on free SHS may, I think to the best of my understanding, it may be linked to the fact that, you see, the primary education, basic education, a lot of people are now, because there's also an allegation that they are just shipping all kinds of people in. So no matter the grades you get, you are still going to get a placement. So maybe there are lots of guys or students, let me just put them that way, pupils that are writing the BEC and being passed, but they may not have gone to very good schools or gotten the correct kind of training that should prevent something like this. Because I don't think somebody from one of these Montessori's or something you will find them engaged in. That's notwithstanding. Parents, we also need to educate our sons and teach them that you are not entitled to other young ladies' bodies just because you desire them. Just because you can overpower the girl does not mean you should do that. It is not right. It is wrong. It is a cruel act. This would damage the girl just for 5-10 minutes of pleasure. It is not worth it.
Well, my concern has to do with the delay in reporting the issue.
Sure.
Why does she, wait till... That even tells us the kind of system they have in that school. Because according to what you said, the headmaster was not around for the issue to be reported.
So what about the teachers?
So the issue
because that's the chain
on
of command.
Sunday.
Yes.
It happened on Sunday.
That's so
October,
bad.
I think, yes, October 6th. And today is...
I think the school should set up some kind of protocols or, engage the students in some psychological education.
There's also the possibility that the schools are overwhelmed because the schools are becoming choked. Now we even have the double track system and things like that. And
yeah, it's good you even mentioned double track because the other time I was wondering, how do our teachers rest? Because right after this vacation, next batch, because the teachers are not running a shift or something. So how do they rest?
Mimi, I think this conversation, it will be best with the NATS people for them to express how the feeling is. How they feel.
Because it's always about the students, but we don't think about the teachers.
Yes,
but Mimi, I just want to say something. I don't know, but you see, sexual assault in Ghana is a criminal act.
Of course.
And according to the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 2020, Act 29, it talks about the kind of punishment that someone is supposed to go through after causing or defiling someone or a rape case. Let me just say something. He says that defilement or unnatural carnal knowledge and harassment are regarded as serious offenses that are liable on conviction to a term of imprisonment not less than 5 years and not more than 25 years. So since they are in their way to send this issue to court, we want to see the law working. Yes, nobody is above the law. And these young people who are doing this, they need to be dealt with. If they are supposed to be in prison, they should be in prison so that people who are in the school will learn a lesson from it because it's not the best.
But let's not forget, these are students, SHS students. So if they are below the age of 18, they may not face the charges.
I know they are not below 18.
Yes, they are most probably not below 18. So their ages should be factored in and they should be imprisoned. And then the adequate care and support should be given to the girl and her family as well. Now the next, so we have a comment here. He says, "Good morning, Cocoa Digest. Yara, please tell Mimi her outfit is very beautiful. This is from God Over Everything. And we will definitely meet at Achimota Forest this weekend for prayers." Mimi, your church has started.
Oh, God.
So the next story says, AFENYO-MARKIN opposes Galamsey politicization. Thank you so much. So Alexander AFENYO-MARKIN, the majority leader, has made statements opposing the politicization of the threat posed by illicit small-scale mining or Galamsey. On Tuesday, October 15, he made the statement in Parliament after announcing that the administration will be bringing a new legislative instrument to Parliament with the intention of repealing the earlier rules that permitted mining operations in these delicate locations. We cannot afford to undermine these efforts by making it a political football because the challenge of illegal mining transcends political lines, he said. And this is what I like, for our political leaders to look beyond their party affiliations and talk about the issues, speak to it. Because, like he said, I even like what he said, we cannot undermine the efforts by making it a political football, kicking it, you know, they're kicking, passing blame. No, let's handle the issue now.
I'm very happy that such a person is also saying this, because I saw a video, I chanced on a video online, and I was surprised to hear the words coming out from a man who claims to be an environmentalist, someone who thinks about the environment. Just because he's affiliated to a political party, was able to say that Galamsey is an orchestrated agenda by an opposition. I was shocked. And that the opposition party has not been able to propose any remedies or solutions to solving Galamsey. And that they are out of campaign messages. That is why they are setting an agenda to fight Galamsey. Really?
And there are going to be citizens that will eat this up.
Really?
Oh yeah, a lot to eat it up. But Ira, yeah, so majority leader has done very well, but it shouldn't just be a statement in parliament. We want to see the action.
Yes, active.
We know a lot of people who make such a comment. That shouldn't be political football. But at the end of the day, we will see them engage in political football at the floor of parliament. Because before they go on recession, a key member of the majority side made a comment that you people did more policing than ours. You people, and this person will say, you people did a lot than ours. So if a majority leader is saying this, I think the rest of the parliamentarians should take it in good faith. And notwithstanding, please, as I said, it shouldn't just be a surface statement. You should dig deep into it. And he made also another statement about the new introduction of LI. That is, he said in repealing the LI 2462, we are believing and we are hoping to see what they are going to put together in the new LI. It shouldn't just be an LI that is going to help a group of people. It's going to be like a gateway for some people to maneuver their way through. It should be an ally, as requested by organized labor and all other organizations, that we want the revocation of LI 2462. And we must say that the current or the parliament, since they've come back, they should they should make sure that this LI 2462 is revoked as soon as possible.
And when it is revoked, we should see the effects of that revocation.
Yes.
That just because, oh, yes, by law it's been revoked, but on the ground it's still happening. We should also be seeing that everything should reflect in action at the end of the day.
Exactly. And let me say last thing. When you go to Parliament on Tuesday, the Speaker of Parliament made a statement. He said that parliamentarians shouldn't prioritize their campaign elections over their parliamentary duties.
Yes.
So he has warned all parliamentarians that no, yes, we know you're an election year, but don't forget your parliamentary duties and continue with your election campaign.
Well, as I always say, if you are serving a term and then you do, due diligence to your people, you serve them, you make sure that you attend to their needs, I don't think you even need to campaign. Your works will speak for you.
That's
true. So, just as he's saying, they should focus on their duties as parliamentarians and not...
Yeah, they should just strike a balance, make sure you are doing the needful here, you are doing the needful there too.
And those also saying that Galamsey is not happening in Accra, so why are people in Accra protesting? Please, let's put a stop to that.
Accra is one of the biggest hubs of business.
Where the seat of government is. So where should we go and protest? Where? They said we should have a dialogue with those destroying our water bodies. We should go to the communities and protest so that they will know that we do not accept their acts. But I mean,
who is fueling them? The fueling source is coming from Accra. So we are telling those who are fueling this Galamsey's that they should stop. Yes.
And even for the fact that Accra, Kumasi, these are two of the biggest hubs of business. A lot of all these polluted things will come here.
Exactly.
The waters that are being pumped through our pipes by Ghana Water, where are they coming from? So please, sometimes let us employ, God give us gumptions. Let's put them to use. Well, this brings us to the end of our online and newspaper review. And next will be the lifestyle segment. We'll be discussing, Mimi and her guest will be discussing the impact of collaborations on artists' careers. Right after this break, they will be here for you.